Welcome back. That was the musical break. Beautiful song. There, just a song of gratitude as we say asante to the faithfulness of our God as done by Zoravo. Sina cha kukurudishia. Asante.
Song.
Beautiful song.
Yes.
Taking us to 20 minutes to the top of the hour, 8 in the AM. Karibu sana to Hope at Dawn, right here at Hope TV, where you look and you leave. Time for the newspaper review. My name is George Gishuru.
And my name is Beatrice Nudi, and we're going to be starting off with the Daily Nation that is going with the headline, 800,000 senior school learners still at home. This is quite a shocker. Only about 300,000 of the over 1.1 million junior school graduates have reported to their respective senior schools since Monday, with the low turnout blamed on several factors, including cash constraints and the last-minute quest to change institutions. And I think this is what has been happening, because I remember even before the results were released, a friend of mine was telling me there's a specific school they want. Like, that's the one they want, and they don't care. So you realize that. And then we actually brought someone who came here to just talk about how they're even choosing the institution and why it's important for parents to know that it's not just about the name of the school, but about what fits whatever your child performed, how they performed. If at all they did well in the sciences, or they did well in the creative bit of it, like it's really a consideration of the strengths of your child. So sometimes when they are changing institutions, you may throw your child somewhere that they may not fit, they may not really do well. And with now the whole issue about bribing and all sorts of things, you know, my prayer is that parents will really be wise in this season, because, I mean, how do you explain that 800,000 have not yet reported?
Still at home.
And I understand that some of them, of course, is the cash constraints. Maybe some of them did not plan well. December walikula kila kitu. Wengine, maybe it's just genuine frustration. Maybe the prices of what is needed are very high and all that. But our prayer is that our children will get into school, because this is a big, staggering number. 800,000, and January is already almost coming to an end. So they are really missing out. And we just pray that there will be sobriety. So more on the same, it says here, fees. Schools are demanding payment of fees in full, some the entire year.
Whole year.
So you see, that's the other, it's absurd, I'm telling you, a whole year. And they know that people are struggling. I mean, especially now when you tell me a whole year, I mean, where do you start even gathering all this?
I'm struggling to pay for one term, but here you are coming with demands for me to pay 3 terms.
The entire year.
At a go.
With all the other things needed, the uniform,
the requirements, the materials that are required as well. It's quite absurd.
And then even demanding payment in full, because before, at least you would give us a small amount. At least the child begins as you look for the rest. I mean, where has humanity gone to? We just pray for sobriety. Also, there are transfers. They wait for slots in schools where some students don't report. There's also travel, learners traveling to far-flung areas, still making arrangements. So there's that also. And there's the bursary. Needy students yet to secure bursaries and scholarships from state kitties, which is another unfortunate thing. Because if at all now the education system is that these things are required quickly, the fees is required quickly, then the state should also be quick in releasing the bursaries that are needed on time, so that we are not now asking ourselves, why are they not in school? And yet the provision has not been made. You know,
education should actually be, and we usually keep saying this, that for any thriving, vibrant country, we need to get the priorities right.
Exactly.
So education should be a priority. The health of the nation equally should be a priority. Then feeding the nation, you know, again, that is another priority. And then the security of that nation. So if you get those 4 right,
no one will complain, by the way.
Because those are the basics.
They are the vital.
So once you get the basics right, that's the foundation of everything else. But if you are not getting the basics right, then you are giving us other promises. They remain that promises.
It's true.
And now we start wondering if you can't get the priorities right,
Yeah.
surely what else?
Yeah. Because everything should be for the greater good.
Yes.
What is for the greater good?
The larger percentage of the
You know?
population.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What will serve the larger percentage,
Yes.
rather than doing maybe projects in a certain area because maybe you want to garner votes from
Yeah,
that
optics.
specific area. You know,
Yeah.
all these things,
Yeah.
it's not right. And we really pray that the one who will step into
Yeah.
that seat in 2027 will understand, and at his heart will be these basic things. Even in a family, there are basic needs.
Because people are suffering.
People are
suffering out there.
really going through a
you
lot.
know, and we come from families
Yeah.
as well, and we see the struggles that our colleagues, or rather our siblings, our family members are going through.
Yeah.
And so it's not like we are immune. Yeah, no, we are not.
It's
We have
true.
children as well.
Yeah.
We have relatives, nephews, nieces.
Yeah.
And you hear these stories. You experience them even firsthand. And so hopefully we can find a solution to these things.
Yeah, that's our prayer.
Yeah.
And moving on, I see the Law Society of Kenya polls how Njonjo factor shape law society, a story covered on page 7. And on the health, even as we continue to talk about that, I see New Year hearing gift for dozens of children. So it says here Goreti Shumwari, who is 7, could only hear faintly with 1 year, but a surgery, cochlear implant, has restored her full hearing. She's among the 50 children who benefited from the operation. And I think for me, this is such good news because it tells you we have competent doctors.
Yes.
I mean, the skill set has gone on another level.
Yes.
But sometimes the system is frustrating what is already good and what is already working. So
Yeah.
for me, my prayer is that, by the way, we give support to these doctors. We ensure that the health sector is good, it is well sufficient, so that we can be able to draw in such benefits like this child who now is able to hear, among only 50 children, and she has been able to be given the help that she needed. That is very much commendable. Now let us look at Uganda. Uganda decides.
Yep.
Where I see millions of voters are casting their ballots today in Uganda's general election, with President Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power for nearly 4 decades, seeking a 7th term.
Hajamaliza kazi. He still has a lot to offer.
Anasema his main challenger is former pop star Bobby Wine.
Yeah.
But there are 6 other presidential candidates. A story covered on page 21. Sometimes I look at this and I'm like, situaachie tu vijana, you know, the new generation to sort of now steer this next decade.
No, that's your thinking. That's your sober thinking.
But the reality of the
my
ground
friend, no, I'm still too young.
is,
I'm
young at heart.
I'm young at
What
heart.
are you saying?
Yeah, what are you saying? I have wisdom. You know, I have the experience. I know these things.
I know these things.
Yeah, but I hear you. And those, especially those young people that are passionate, you know, in terms of leadership, in terms of steering the country or the constituency or the counties to higher heights. I usually say it's important because for them, they know the pinch, especially. Not that the older may not, but for the young people. Again, not all young people.
Not all young people.
Especially, I'm looking at Kenya. We have young MPs. We have had young members of parliament, young women reps and all. But you see the way they carry themselves, you see the way they talk, you see the way they behave, and you are left shocked. You know, and you're like, if this is how young people behave,
we'd rather go with the old. Yes.
So it's not just at that random youthful leaders.
Yes.
No, it is young, but also they carry themselves with decorum, with respect. They have a vision, they have a goal, they stick to the plan and all.
Yes.
If those are the young people, well and good. Yeah, but there are other young people out there we have seen. They have left a lot to be desired.
I tell you.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
So as we wait, Uganda decides, of course, and we did the news just the other day that they shut down the internet. So it's real. Yeah. And our prayer is that, by the way, there will be peace.
Yeah.
The election will be free and fair, and that there will be no, funny things happening.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we wait to see.
Yeah.
But let's keep praying for our brothers and sisters in Uganda so that everything will go well for them. So that's it for the Daily Nation.
All right. Let's look at quickly the Standard newspaper and what they are reporting.
Yes.
They go with the headline, Turbulence at KQ. That is the headline. The grounded fleet crippling the national carrier is not misfortune but brazen looting. Insiders confess that a ruthless syndicate within Kenya Airways is stripping parts from aircrafts on the tarmac, selling them back to the airline as new in a shameless cycle of theft. As passengers suffer endless flight cancellations and farmers watch their products wilt because they cannot export, the board's answer is a dubious 60 million shillings per month lease for old Boeing jets, a deal experts call financial suicide. With over 98 billion shillings of taxpayers' money already spent on bailouts, Kenyans are left asking, is this the final betrayal of the pride of Africa? That's a story and is covered on the front page of the Standard and extensively covered on page 4 rather, inside the same Standard newspaper. Then MP Koimburi ditches Gachagua, accuses him of betrayal. That's some politics. And still on the same, Oburu, we will not remove anyone from ODM party. That is what he said yesterday during that rally in Kibra. Westlands public schools turn to boreholes to end water shortages. Then 40,000 Kenyan farmers to benefit from 600 million shillings agroecological project. Some good news for Kenya, wins 3-year AGOA extension securing jobs. That is in the Standard newspaper. And quickly, the Business Daily. The front page of the same business stories. Mobile money agents cash transfers dropped by 430 billion shillings. CBK data shows record fall in cash handled last year. Digital payments shift, reducing the need for agent transactions. And also Italian wine bottle caps maker to buy Kenyan company. US startup seeks to rival Starlink in Kenya. And dividend yields fall to single digits on share price rally at NSC. And Michael Macharia on his article on page 9, founders often occupy multiple acts at once. A business can be scaling while the founder is emotionally depleted. You can read that. It's covered on page 9.
All right. And I think that brings us to the end of our newspaper review. And definitely you can grab a copy of your favorite. You can also tune in to Hope FM. At the top of every hour, we do have news updates for you. And at this moment, we're going to have a look at the video of the day.